Jay Storms! And in just 4 days, live on the WWE Network, the leader of the Undisputed Era, Baby, will put his North American Championship on the line against a high-flying Daredevil in what is to be a blockbuster match. Also, the Queen of Spades will put her NXT Women's Championship on the line against the Pirate Princess in a rubber match to finally settle the dispute over who is the best in the women's division. And finally, the next chapter of perhaps one of the greatest rivalries of the modern era will be written. This time, it will be for the NXT Championship, and it will be contested in a last man standing match. But before it's time to write that next chapter, before it is time to settle the dispute over who is the best, before it is time to take over Brooklyn, it's time for the rundown! Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com, as of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. This is the official rundown for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, which is streaming live on the WWE Network this Saturday from the Barclay Center in Brooklyn, New York, with the show starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. I believe that they have been moving NXT TakeOvers to an hour earlier, just so they can have them on time with the normal pay-per-views, which will now be going up at 7. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, the build has been a damn good build, and I will be in Brooklyn for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. This is my very first ever NXT TakeOver event, and NXT event in general. For those of you who do not know, I will be hosting fan interviews, so 4 lucky fans will get a chance to be on my channel. I'm going to ask for some predictions on the show, like who's your favorite superstar and stuff like that. I will be doing videos from the event. I got camera side seats. I will be wearing a DJ Storm shirt. I might do a co-branded event with my good friend Tommy McGrogan from Wrestling Express. I haven't really gotten all the details on that yet. I know he's meeting Braun Strowman in Brooklyn early in the morning, but I do not know if they're going to be hosting a meetup at a bar or anything. If they do, I'll be sure to send out the details. I will be sure to let everyone know. I'll be sure to make some videos from the bar or the eatery as well if they host one. But nevertheless, let's dive straight into the matches. 5 matches confirmed for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Let's start off with the North American Championship match. This match could very well be one of the best matches of the year, and it could be the match that automatically steals the show at Brooklyn. I guarantee you that this match could be the only match on TakeOver Brooklyn's card, and it will automatically make Brooklyn better than SummerSlam. The North American Championship is on the line between Ricochet and Adam Cole. I actually called this. I actually called that they were going to put Ricochet in some sort of title picture, and they did. They are putting him in the North American Championship title picture at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 against Adam Cole. Adam Cole's had a damn good reign as NXT North American Champion. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the fact that the Undisputed Era and Adam Cole, they've been just running roughshod over NXT, and the best part about it is they don't even need the NXT title to remain relevant. They are, without a doubt, the hottest thing in WWE right now outside of this Tommaso Ciampa Johnny Gargano storyline. And that just speaks volumes over how good the Undisputed Era really is as a whole. And especially Adam Cole. Adam Cole, we all know, has all the tools to succeed, but this is not going to be the end for Adam Cole. Whether he loses or he wins, this is not going to be the end for Adam Cole. Adam Cole's not coming up to the main roster anytime soon. I have a feeling that Adam Cole is going to end up losing the North American title to Ricochet. And I say this because they have a huge opportunity here to do something that they've never done before. They could very well, at NXT TakeOver War Games in November, they very well could do a War Games match. Now, they actually teased it with War Raiders on NXT a few weeks ago. And what I think is going to happen is this. What I think is going to happen is, I think that it's going to be Ricochet and the War Raiders versus British Strong Style, Dunn, Bate, and Seven versus the Undisputed Era. And it is going to be for the North American Championship and the tag team titles simultaneously. Ricochet will be North American Champion going into the event, and the Undisputed Era will still be the tag team champions. That ties into the Mustache Mountain versus Undisputed Era match that is taking place in Brooklyn as well. As far as Ricochet versus Adam Cole goes, I think it's going to be a damn good match. I think it's going to be a phenomenal match. It's going to be extremely competitive. Ricochet and Adam Cole, they are going to absolutely steal the show. I think that this match or EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream will open the show. I can't wait to see this match, and I think Ricochet is going to take this one. Adam Cole, he's held the North American Championship for as long as he can hold it, and I think that after the War Games match, I think that they're going to be positioning Adam Cole to take the NXT Championship off of Johnny Gargano. And that is going to tie into what happens with Gargano and Ciampa in the main event, and it could possibly lead to another match at War Games. And I think that Adam Cole is going to be positioned to take the title off of Gargano once Gargano gets it. But as far as Brooklyn goes, Ricochet is going to win the North American Championship. Let's talk about the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly versus Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Their first two matches were phenomenal, and I expect nothing less from this match as well. I think that this match is going to be a great tag team match. I think it is going to have some great storytelling like it did in the last couple of encounters. And I think the Undisputed Era are going to retain. I don't think they're going to give the titles back to Mustache Mountain. I think they just gave them the Mustache Mountain for a cheap pop. And I think that the Undisputed Era is going to go into War Games as the champions. They're going to lose them to the War Raiders. And I actually think that the Undisputed Era is going to remain in NXT probably until next year's SummerSlam. And I think that they're going to make history with the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole is going to win the the NXT Championship at TakeOver WrestleMania weekend from Johnny Gargano. And the Undisputed Era is going to become 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions. And they're going to hold those titles for about 5 months. And then they'll lose them at next year's TakeOver. Wherever that may be, wherever SummerSlam may be, that's where the TakeOver is going to be. And I think that is when the Undisputed Era is going to get called up to the main roster. Because the Undisputed Era, we all know how good they are, and we all know that Adam Cole is worthy of an NXT Championship reign. So I think that Adam Cole is going to end up winning the NXT title next year, and the Undisputed Era, they are going to become 3-time NXT Tag Team Champions, and they're going to make history. But as far as TakeOver Brooklyn goes, I believe that Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, they are going to come out victorious. It's going to be a phenomenal tag team match, as always. And we are going to get on the road towards NXT TakeOver War Games and the build towards the second ever NXT War Games match with British Strong Style, the Undisputed Era, and Ricochet and the War Raiders. Next match. EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream. And let me tell you something about this. This match has absolutely nothing going for it. Nothing going for it other than the fact that EC3 wants revenge on Velveteen Dream because Velveteen Dream walked out on their tag team match back at Royal Albert Hall 2 months ago. That's all this match has going for it. That's it. But yet, I'm more excited for this match than I am 60% of SummerSlam's card. I'm more excited for this match than I am Ziggler and Rollins, Balor and Corbin, Strowman and Owens, Rousey and Bliss, and Roman and Lesnar. You know that the main roster is doing something wrong when I'm more excited for a match that has absolutely nothing going for it, like EC3 and the Velveteen Dream, more so than the Universal Championship match, which more than likely will main event SummerSlam. And you know the main roster is doing something wrong when I find EC3 and the Velveteen Dream more exciting than Roman and Lesnar for the Universal title. But regardless about that, we're not here to rant about Roman Reigns. We're here to talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. I am very much looking forward to this match. I think that this is going to be a very good, very competitive match. And I believe that if these guys are given the proper amount of time, 15 minutes, I think they're going to go out there and put on probably one of the most underrated matches of the year. I know EC3 can wrestle. I know EC3 has a lot of potential. I know EC3 has a lot of skill. He can talk. He has a great look. Velveteen Dream, he's self-explanatory. He's got this charismatic persona. The universe loves him. He's probably one of the most over people in NXT and in the entire WWE right now. And it's all because of a feud with Aleister Black. So Velveteen Dream, right now, Velveteen Dream is in a position where he's immune to losses. It doesn't matter how many losses the Velveteen Dream takes. Velveteen Dream has gotten endorsements from so many top superstars, including John Cena. He's gotten a lot of endorsements. He's gotten a lot of praise from people worldwide who watch NXT and WWE. So, Velveteen Dream, he could take a few losses. And I think that Velveteen Dream is going to be the man to take the title off of Ricochet. Because Ricochet, he's going to be North American Champion. They could easily reunite that feud with Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. And if they do, I think that Velveteen Dream is going to be the one to take the title off of Ricochet at NXT TakeOver Phoenix, I believe. I believe that's where they are hosting the Royal Rumble next year. And if that's the case, then that's going to be the day where Ricochet loses the North American title to Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream obviously is going to have to gain some more momentum for himself, which is fine. He can do that. He's Velveteen Dream. Right now, EC3 needs that win. EC3 needs the win to finally put him in a position where people will take him seriously. Because right now, Ricochet has not really been put in a meaningful feud. There has been no feuds that EC3 has had since NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Ever since that North American Championship match, he hasn't really had a relevant match to really put him on the map. I think that this is going to be that match. And against a guy like Velveteen Dream, you know that both men are going to bring their A game. And I think that EC3 is going to get this win. Velveteen Dream, he doesn't need it. Like I said, Velveteen Dream is immune to losses. He is in a position where people will take him seriously no matter what. EC3 needs that win to propel him into a superstar position, and possibly EC3 could be the one challenging for the NXT Championship, maybe as a bridge for Johnny Gargano, maybe at the beginning of the year. Maybe at TakeOver Phoenix they do Gargano versus EC3, because those two, they do have great chemistry. But as far as TakeOver Brooklyn 4 goes, I'm calling EC3 to beat the Velveteen Dream. Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. This match could either be one of the best women's matches of the year or one of the most underrated women's matches of the year. This match, I am very much looking forward to. I think that these two did have good chemistry before the Mae Young Classic and at the finals of the Mae Young Classic, and I am very much looking forward to how they book this. If it's just going to be a one-and-done deal, which I don't think it is. I think that Kairi Sane is going to win the NXT Women's Championship. Kairi Sane is going to have a rematch with Shayna Baszler at WWE Evolution. And then I think they are going to insert either Candice LeRae or Bianca Belair into that position to take out Kairi Sane. And if it was up to me, I would go with Candice LeRae. Mainly because of the fact that if Johnny Gargano is going to be the NXT champion, then they can put Candice LeRae in that position, and then they'll both be champions. And the crowd would be eating it up because they love that good, feel-good story where two people who, love each other so much, or two people that have a long-lasting friendship or relationship, and they both reach the pinnacle of their respective singles careers. It happened with Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. And I apologize about my dog. So I think that Candice LeRae is going to be the one to take the title off of Kairi, and then it's going to be Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair is going to have that long, drawn-out title reign as a heel, and then they'll build up someone, maybe like Dakota Kai, or if they bring somebody new in, maybe someone from the Mae Young Classic, maybe Toni Storm. But as far as TakeOver Brooklyn 4 goes, I am going with Kairi Sane to become the new NXT Women's Champion. The main event, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship in a last man standing match. This right here is the match that everyone is going to be talking about. Mark my words. If their first match in New Orleans was great, if their second match blew away New Orleans, then this match is going to, without a doubt, topple anything that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa have done. This match is going to have probably some of the best storytelling you'll ever see. This match is probably going to have some of the best wrestling you'll ever see. This match is going to have some of the best spots of the year possible. Maybe even more than the street fight in Chicago. As far as the outcome goes, well, Tommaso Ciampa is not going to be losing the NXT title now. I think they're going to wait a couple more months, and then they're going to do it at Survivor Series weekend at TakeOver War Games, or maybe even the Royal Rumble. But regardless, Tommaso Ciampa is not losing the NXT title. Now, they could go ahead with the regular draw situation where both men can't get to their feet, but here's what I think they're going to do. I think that Triple H is going to tap into the history books for something a little more creative. Do you remember the last man standing match for the WWE Championship back at Extreme Rules 2010 between Batista and John Cena? How did John Cena win that match? He duct-taped Batista's feet to the post. And then, just a mere 3 years later, Alberto Del Rio did the same thing in his last man standing match against The Big Show at the Royal Rumble of 2013. I think Tommaso Ciampa is going to channel his inner John Cena and his inner Alberto Del Rio, and I think Tommaso Ciampa is going to duct tape Johnny Gargano's feet to the post. And then Johnny Gargano will have an excuse, hey, I could have gotten up. I could have gotten up, no problem. My feet were duct taped together. Tommaso Ciampa didn't legitimately beat me. And that's going to be a good way to continue the storyline. And that is how Tommaso Ciampa is going to retain the NXT title in Brooklyn. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TheDJStorms. Go and join the Wrestling Express group, not the fan page, on Facebook. Go follow Wrestling Express on Twitter at WExpressNation. Do not forget to check out the Lightning Flash update and the rundown for SummerSlam this Friday. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. I'll see you later this week.